mapol nyo gamete mukene no gijenge ikoma poka mapol machalo NRM waneno dan weng ilobo marom.
Now, if you believe in politics of religion and tribes, how will you be a good party or good army, for instance?
Kadong ini bedo dano may chung i politics mapoko kin dano mapoko dini mapoko kaka inde bedo latela mati nini.
But NRM made it clear that for us, we are not interested in your religion, we are not interested in your tribe, we don't care whether you're a man or a woman, what we care about is whether you can shoot properly.
Gin mapira tek bot NRM ene wan pe waparo ilok me dini ilok me kaka en waneno jemmi makonyo luak kingo mabe me konyo luak mamel kiti.
That's how we ended up with a good army. Good army.
Mone kitma NRM ukelo lumony magibejo mabene gi maro dan magera motiji kin dano mapege gudu kom ngatimo.
And we ended up with a good party. Good party. Political party.
Eno weko kombedi wanti ki party mabe ma wayin bene we tek me wayini anati NRM.
Because with the politics, we don't care who you are. What we care about is what you do. What you do.
Politics mamegwani wan poparo kono ina nga eno ginna waparo ene gin mabe ma omero kiti me konyo dan.
So in that way we have been able to build peace.
Mone kid ma wano beru ki kero me kelu kuch makombede watika no metani.
In politics, and also in the security army side.
Waki ken lumony bene.
Now, secondly,
Mario
Donglobo.
Look, me Don Lobo.
Donglobo has two parts.
Don Lobo tie ki para Rio.
The economic infrastructure.
Tie animal guru kom jemicha.
The country wherever I go, I find them. The younger like this one. The country wherever I go, I find them. The younger like this one.
Komberi chaweni Uganda golong. Entikin Joe Mateno, Magiti Tela Mabe.
On the economic infrastructure, Kitgum area has moved very well.
Ilok me don Lobo me yo kije mukane Kitgum tika word Mabe.
It's now a tarmac road all the way from Oruyo, Kochigoma, Anaka, Gulu, Atanga, Achuribur, Kitgum, Msingo.
Komberi guri ki Kampala, kijinka bermaya kwano ni weng chera wabusingo kuja.
And then there was the road to Karuma.
Lam Cherwe Karuma.
From Karuma to Pakwach.
Lam Aki Karuma Cherwe Pakwach way West Nile.
So in that opening job, Kitgum has benefited.
Any kid you and Liu Lami, Kitgum Beno no Moje.
On the side of March, was able to get the electricity from Lira to Ogur, Kuranga, Konakila, Ajure, Kitgum, even Lamor. You can imagine Lamor so has electricity now.
Wano eno beru kikero meneno ni mach ki kwanyo ki lira war paka cher wala mo.
On the border with Sudan, I was there yesterday, they have electricity. I was there yesterday, they have electricity.
Abe la mo la wo mach a link to it beru tie bagen be gitiki mach.
Then on the telephone side, you all now have telephones.
Chim dan kombe tiki chim ken ping papola deda.
When somebody harvesting malukwang with a mobile phone in the ear.
In God metiga chatu wa malakwang no tiki chim ber me what go chim yenye gichuk.
The railway, we moved the railway all the way from Tororo to Lira to Gulu. We are going to Pakwach.
Kombe don watiga neno yo me rocho yo me ga kamaga rinyo ki ye. Mengwecho paka kabirma yano kwano nyingine.
And in some of the sectors like water,
Kabir glok mo kaya macha lokumpi
was happy to see the figures of water here.
Ya bere yo me neno ni minister me magburu lo compete kan.
Let me see. Put some figures here. Yes. On page 13 of my brief. Page 13 of my brief.
Iwar gama mega mano ana mero kwane botu karata men na mapera apara der.
Kitgum district has got 686 rural villages in Kitgum.
Uno akapeni Kitgum district tie village aye mia bichel ki piar bor ya bichel.
72 of them have access to safe water.
Ikom village mia bichel ki piar bor ya bear mia bich ki piar bear ya rio tiki piye.
So when I was looking at these figures, I had forgotten that Anwar is the Minister of Water.
Aneno mega bitwes anywano we will ne an minister me water.
I started seeing the figures in Pader, where we were. Very good figures, 88%. I started seeing these figures in Pader.
Achako neno well village egini mapapate matiki pi chake wake Pader.
Because I have a big brief for every district here. Everything is here.
Bien ende no ngech ilok maaki district kachela chelo weng.
So I said 88% in Pader have water.
Ya we ni percent piara boro we are boro ipade tiki pi.
Now here, the only villages which don't have safe water are now 114.
Kaber mo kene mapet pi ti ye don kombe kantie mi achel kapar ngwan.
But the ones with water are 83%.
Man matiki pi ne ye tie percent piara bor we are there.
So on the side of economic infrastructure, we are doing well.
So one tika teach mabe ka ene lo kompi tika what mabe.
In the Kitgum area.
Wale Kitgum kan.
There are even water for smaller towns. It's a very long brief for piped water.
Tika mogo madong look me pi ma rio ki pipe. Ena yodong.
And even irrigation.
Pi ma kire iporo.
But we don't have time to go into all that. Don't have time to go into all that. For instance, I can have some here. There is construct or get solar irrigation scheme, Labongo, Kwang sub-county.
Patiki scheme makilu me solar mati Labon sub-county Kitgum.
Construct solar irrigation scheme in Namukora parish.
Gedo pi magike reporo in Namukora sub-county.
And so on. So
Tika bere mo kene.
the infrastructure is moving well, the economic infrastructure. The economic infrastructure is moving well.
Jemi ma lobo lo kum, jemi ma mete me konyo don lobo tika word mabe.
Now, on the road between Puranga and Achoriburu,
Madong lo kum yo ma agi pura bini acholi bu.
the problem is that people don't listen to the NRA way of doing things, of quality.
Pero tieni
Quality,
dano peki winyu lok kitam kiet machala NRM tiyu kede.
how do you say it? Quality, how do you say it?
Kede NRM tiyu kede jami kore ki kore.
Now, the mistake they make, they try to do chu at the same time.
Pero matie ene wanti mu bal meti mu jami weng la wanchel.
And in that process, they poro. You said poro.
Mete meme kun kitika temene kitim jami weng la wanchel. Yen donge chero chiki for jami afora kere kinping.
So, You can't get good results when you scatter thin over a big area. My advice, everything is possible now, but my advice is prioritize and concentrate. Don't try to do everything at the same time. Because if you say, this is my bear, but also this is my bear, and the other one my bear. The NRA doesn't work like that. The NRA, the bush fighters. When I went to see Gaddafi, 1981, to ask for support, he said, do you want money? I said, no, I don't want money. Do you want medicine? I said, no. Do you want medicine? Are you not hearing?
Want what?
Do you want medicine? What's wrong with the... Then he said, I said, no. Do you want uniform? I said, no. I said, I just want a gun and ammunition. Finish. If I get those, I will get the others myself. So, like for instance, the problem with Puranga, Achorubur, where I was today, are two. The Poro, the one of scattering over many areas. That's why they couldn't do it all the way from Ruenkunyu, Apache, Ira, Ogur, Puranga, up to Achorubur. What they want to do here, do there, instead of concentrating and finishing something. And the other one can wait. So even the projects we are talking about, university, this one, now, the question is what comes first? If you can't do everything at the same time, what do you start with? For me, I recommend defense so that you have security. The roads, the electricity, the railway, the Kwan education, Yotcom, and wealth creation. Others can come later. Salaries, public servants. You know, teachers were striking for salaries. You remember? But we have a problem. The people of Puranga don't have a road. And you are striking for your salary alone, one person. The road is due for all of us. So this touching here, touching there is part of the problem. That's why that road, we have now got to look for now new money. But secondly, the people who are handling the roads are careless. They don't work properly. Even if it is a Maram road, I drove on it from the school where I landed to the rally point and back. I could see they are doing very bad work there.
Kama ene ng'wejo ki yie ni yo ene po bedo lam ene neno kitimo maber.
They came and just graded.
Ibiro ki fura.
Just graded.
Ifur mera fura chiki yabo.
There's madam there.
Madam ki onye yie.
But there are no drainage channels.
Eno pe ki yabo yo kama mero pi ka kwaro chwe ukat ki yie.
So it's now like a swimming pool.
So do pongo chalo nam.
It's all full of water.
Pi ki kende yie.
What sort of people are these?
Mano ke dan mo bernini.
So the engineers who are doing that job must change their ways.
Omergen go locket magiti yu kere.
So therefore, touching too many things, but also doing what you are doing carelessly.
So timo gen maki guru pegi tiago eno begiti timo ne maraj pe mabe.
So otherwise, on the economic infrastructure, we are moving well in the Kitgum area. Otherwise, on the economic infrastructure, we are moving well in the Kitgum area.
Ento ka uneno lok me yo area Kitgum kan kere tikere.
And in the plans here, I see all the plans for the other roads.
Kidong plan mo kena matia nyim pi yo mo kena ni oweng.
Like the road from Mugulu to Awere, to Kona Clark, to Patongo, to Abim.
Kera yo maaki gulu karki poran pakawe I Abimi.
Then the one of Puranga, Pajure, to Acholibu.
Poran, Pajule, pakawe Acholibu.
Then the one of Kitgum, Pajimu, Palabek, Apiata, Atiak.
Imukene ma en lobo maaki Kitgum kan chero karwe Palabek we Atiak.
Then the one of Kitgum, Namukora, Karenga. That one is actually already being planned. Details are already being worked on.
Idong en yo maaki Kitgum kan chero pakawe Kareni. Eni bedong tiche dong ki chok chako tijiye plan time tijiye.
Now on the social infrastructure, I see the schools, I see the health centers here.
Lok ma dogi lokum jemi chalo gany kwan oriap ije mukene.
The schools are quite many. There are 88 government primary schools.
One tiki chukul pagamente yarabor yabor.
Now you can see the lack of concentrating on our policies. We talk, then other people implement differently.
Pero madong tieni, chief mano wan wa mogo. Mo wai ni ke lubi, chi joke na ikagu chako tijgen tiu me tijgi, mano pe lubu ngoma wan mo.
The policy is that we should have one government primary school per parish.
Chief no tieni omero, wa betki chukul pagamente achiel I parish kachel achiel.
In Kitgum, we have got 72 parishes.
I Kitgum wan tiki parish piaraberu ya dek.
And we have got 88 government primary schools.
Watiki school pagamente piarabora ewi abor.
So the primary schools we have are now more than the parishes.
Then look at school pagamente ma wan tikere, wele duong loy parish ma wan tikere.
But it seems some of them are concentrated in some parishes, when other parishes don't have.
And then chalo, ti school mukene, ma ki gorgiti parish mukene, and mukene manogiti chiani, school pay ye.
Because we have got 30 parishes which don't have schools.
Yan watiki parish mukene, magi pay ki school.
And yet the primary schools are 88, more than the parishes.
Kun wan tiki school pa.
So this one, please, you should really be very strict. Who allows this?
Kun wan tiki school mukene maduong loy well parishes. Man loke enimo nga mawero genene timme.
Who allows the government to have many primary schools in one parish when other parishes don't have? Who does that?
Anga mawero school pagamente mukene beri parish. mudure parish mo na chiel unyo rio endo parish mo kana pe kede anga ma wego gene ni timen.
Now, because that policy of one primary school per parish is deliberate.
En mano ki mogoni school beda chiel parish chieli uno kitimo kitien lok dak ben kitimo ni wego kon umi kon.
And there are 19, there are 8 government secondary schools. 8 government secondary schools.
Watiki school pagamente aboro matie senior.
And it is true that some of the counties don't have secondary schools. And in the plan we shall do sort of that.
Ani angni sub-county mukene ipere ki school senior. Man eni wabikere plan benani school okunu bodge.
For instance, I can see some new schools. I can see some new schools here.
School Mogumanyan.
Panduong Division.
Panduong School, me Panduong Seed.
Labong Amida.
Labong Amida Seed.
Labong Layamo.
School, me Labong Yamo Seed.
These are, I think, the new ones.
Mono Itikian School, Manyan.
Then, on the health side,
Lok maguru lokum yorkum.
I can see that many of sub-counties have a health facility.
Sub-county apara Rio, tiki oririeri mapapat.
Of either health center 3 or health center 4 or a hospital. Either health center 3 or health center 4 or a hospital.
You know, nitie oriat me level me health center 2, health center 3 unyangwen.
The ones which don't have any are 10.
Sub-county mape ki oriariye kiapa.
Now the plan, which I have in the file, because I've got files for every district. In detail I have. This all is about Kitgum.
Katat me chiani benetiki plan new mero. Kaberimukane mape kere ni unong.
Plan to upgrade Rakwor, Health Center 2, Health Center 3 in Lalano sub-county.
Plan tie ma me durom Health Center 2, wako be Health Center 3, lutu au dong chingu me foila dir.
Plan to upgrade Akurumo, Health Center 2, Health Center 3 in Orom East sub-county.
Rom Oriat, Mati Yakurumo, Health Center 3, wako chere Health Center 4.
Plan
Health Center 2 to 3.
Plan to upgrade Lalekan, Health Center 2, Health Center 3 in Kitenyi sub-county.
Plan mukene tie me ilo Rom Oriat, me Lalekan, Mati Kiteng, wako chere Health Center 3.
Plan to upgrade Obien, Health Center 2, Health Center 3 in Kitgum Matidi.
Plan tie ben me ilo Rom me Oriat, Health Center 2 Mati Obien, wako chere Health Center 3 udong chingu bola dit.
Plan to upgrade Rukwor, Health Center 2, Health Center 3 in Amida sub-county.
Luko Health Center 2, Bena Boyero Chere Health Center 3, Luak Meluko, Unu Winyu Eno.
Plan to upgrade Pudo, Health Center 3, Health Center 3 in Museveni'S West sub-county.
Plan me ilo, Rome Health Center, Mati Pudo in Museveni'S West, Health Center 3, Chere Health Center 4.
New health center 3s to be constructed in Namukora North, Omianyima, Museveni'S sub-county, and Tager division.
Chi plan bename geru oriat in Namukora, Omianyima, ki mutwiri kaya page.
So all this is about Donglobo.
Moro yoni oweng lok me don lobo emnu.
But I now have a good case. In the case of this part of Uganda,
Komberatigi lok mukene manyen.
there is Yo Maber from Gulu, Atanga, Achoribur, Kitgum, all the way to the border.
Komberi yoti mabe na aki gulu bini ata para we Kitgum kanywe border.
But the question is, at night, do you sleep on the tarmac road?
Ento dong no lok matia ye gidi wo in mane bi gurre ni yo enu ni.
Do you?
Iburi lam.
Where do you
They're
sleep?
saying no.
Where do you sleep?
Oburu kwena. They sleep in their houses. That's what they are saying.
Sleep in Ot.
They sleep in Ot.
Now, this is where the problem is. You came from your Ot in the morning. You came from your Ot in the morning, from your gang in the morning. You are now going back there. From here you go back to your home. When you go back to your home, they chant. You left in the morning. He's still waiting for you now. And it says, Apoyo Bino. We are still here. We are still here. You have been on your Maber, Tamak Road, Apoyo. You are in a very good school. But Sukari, pay. The clothes for the children are not enough. At night, the children are fighting for one blanket. Mama, Apio has taken the blanket. Then you come at night to become a judge who has taken the blanket. To become a tribunal in the house. To judge which child has done another one wrong. Are you hearing me? No, what's wrong? I'm saying that the mother now becomes a magistrate in the house to judge. Because children are quarreling because of poverty. Ringo, me champe. Then the wife says, you, what sort of man are you? You are not buying just meat. The woman says, what sort of man are you? You are not buying just meat. So, that's why from the beginning, the NRM was very clear. Don't mix Donglobo with Lonyo. Yes, Donglobo is good for us, but what comes to me direct is Lonyo. Lonyo and Chan are mine personal.
kumi yin machalo yin piriken.
So therefore, we were very clear in the 1960s, we preached this gospel in the cattle corridor.
Wani kare me mwa aliba chel kimi abungwen piara bichel. Wanu kate ki lok mati clear botu makwako kombut Uganda.
And after long struggle, people listened to our message. After long struggle, people listened to our message.
Pikar malaj mawanu tute me duwagani kwa bed mabe lo me Uganda.
I can show you some of them here. One of them here.
Aromo nyutu joy mukane wunu bineno ki TV muchu nyimuni.
Mazina ninge George Matongo owangoma mgongo wutu hano wetaka fes ntaha murimo gwanje ndi murisa nteze maja kureba nuko itandikira tatakanda gento bakubya talo bwa hagwacha dan meirisa zakanya nagura mataka nyose nazo zankorera intwenda zashubitiza abana bihereze natzuruhu kabanza mu nyankore naje nahindura nk'umwata ngo njungu nuko zahanyiranye nasunga atuzungwe zo ndisumute.
On our farm, we collect over 900 liters of milk per day, and a liter costs 800 shillings, which is approximately 21 million per month.
Now that man is not a Jomukwano. He's a Mnyacharo. What do you say it in Acholi?
Chato.
Lucharo.
Lucharo, people from the village.
Yes, he's a Lucharo, that man. That man is not educated. But he listened to our message and started practicing poor manyen. And he became rich. You hear that he's selling 900 liters of milk per day. And he's getting, the milk there is very cheap because there's a lot of milk. It goes for 800 shillings a liter. But he gets 21 million because of the quantity.
And no million Pierre we are chill.
That means in a year he gets 250 million. And he has built a modern house, as you can see. And he has educated the children. And he has got solar power on his house. And he can even do Joropi, get clean water himself, even before he gets the water of the government. And yet, these people in the cattle corridor, some parts are far away from the tarmac roads. Even if the roads are maram, but well maintained, you will move. So let's see here, people who have listened to our message in this area here.
Ong no wanen jo wa makanye magen gu winyu lokwa.
In Kitgum. Or in the actual area.
Hagi kanye Kitgum.
Yeah, Nana Mercy.
I am Anena Masi.
Until a poor boy sent a loyal kind.
I'm a tailor in Oloal Trading Center, which is in Laguri.
Laguri village, Ayila Paris, Gorgo sub-county, Amoro district. Kari, Muno foot piano, PDM no, a tear berugang.
Oh, before getting PDM, I was at home after my senior 4.
Nye, ang benagang project ni PDM o, tiyan bang ano, tiyan ani.
After PDM came in, and then I was able to be given 1 million from PDM money.
Pero makali wario kipiario ya ngoyam.
It was the year 2024.
Kapiaro fully dwe mabor ani mukar ani.
I planted groundnuts in August,
Akadek,
3 acres.
ya kwanyo makwanyo pero kavara piara dek we big.
After harvesting, I was able to realize 35 bags of groundnut.
Macharo pero miliyon rio kalimia che.
After selling, I was able to get 2,100,000 shillings.
Pero kung ano ba nakwano kudi chon.
On top of that, I was also able to study tailoring as a course.
Matigi sarana rio in.
I was having only two showing machines, these 2 singer showing machines.
You know, I'm trying to machar ki fully na wheel ki machine me match and me locking the bar.
After selling my G-nut, I was able to buy the baby locking machine.
Well, me, I live near one piara bar, we big.
At the cost of 985,000 shillings.
Then I'm going to wheel ki diela rio.
Other balance of the money, I was able to procure 2 goats.
Diela rio na wheel, kiana rio ni why will my live near chel piara bar, li piara one.
I bought them at 180, the cost of 90,000 each.
You don't want my tea anybody, pan and kitchen only, do a li piara one.
This room we are in, I also rent it 40,000 monthly.
Then I'm going to make a stock, will.
Some other balance of money I was able to add with my stock at the cost of 500,000. Some other thing I have already used it to support me at home.
So that is a girl. That's a girl called Anena in Amuru. She got 1 million of PDM. Planted 3 acres of groundnuts. Harvested 35 bags. And immediately got 2.1 million shillings. So the one who got 1 million already had 2.something million in a very short time. Then she bought goats. You saw them there. She bought goats. Goats. She bought goats. Then she bought a sewing machine which I had never heard of myself. And she's now quite rich. There was another one whom we saw in Pajure. Let's see that one also, the man. That one was a Jomukwano. He was speaking English. The one we saw at the other station.
Mon mo neno ki kama wan a ki yeni. Kon ki nyut en work down on there.
If you don't have that, you show my own model farm.
Ka en ni pe si nyut pam ma mega. En e work luwa on nen.
Hello, Nino Matek. They are asleep.
I'm by the name of Carl Robert, the owner of the KO Garden Harvest Hub, which is at KO Trading Center in Palema Parish, Lamugi Sub-County in Amur District. This farm was started in 2021 with a 10 by 15 meters garden, and it has generated up to this level. What we are farming at the moment, though, is a 4 acres model. We have started with vegetable and fruits. The vegetable we are doing here is cabbage, tomatoes, onions, plus other vegetables. And the fruits we have banana, mango, lemon, avocado, pawpaw, and there are many. So this is the type of farm we are doing. And average in a year, we managed to raise estimate between 70 to 100 million when we combine all our efforts.
You can hear what this man is saying. That by doing those things they are doing in 4 acres, the onions and the other vegetables, and fish farming, they're able to raise 100 million in a year. Let's see my model farm. I think they have seen it, they must have got it by now. My model farm in Lango.
Suchen. I am a commissioner by appointment, deployed at State House, and I've been assigned by the President to execute the 4-acre model. And I've put them so far in 10 regional zones in the country. Now, the 4-acre model is an idea conceived by the President to guide our farmers on how to utilize their small acreages of land so that they can earn more money through intensive farming. And here we are talking about enterprises that have good yields and high income for the household. So we have the fish farming, which is one of the enterprises that can be done near the water without interfering in wetland and tampering with water flow. Then we have the zero grazing unit. On the other side, we have the coffee, we have the banana, and also a household needs food crops as 1 acre plus fruits. So this idea of the 4-acre model is to support income for the household. And as I will go into the small mathematics, you will know that it's capable of pulling somebody out of poverty. Now, specifically on the fish pond, here is about 20 by 50 meter pond, 1,000 meters squared. After finishing the excavation, we stock 10,000 fish. We feed it for about 8 to 9 months. In the north, which is warmer, the fish grow faster. And in the west, which is a little cold, you add 1 more month to reach the same quantity of grams. So by that time, the fish will be about 800 grams to 1.5 kilograms. In the market, the fish, which is 1 kilograms or 800 grams here, costs about 10,000 shillings. So having stocked here 10,000 fish, by 10,000, somebody will get 100 million in 1 year. And then when you subtract other cost of managing, which is roughly 30 million, somebody can be able to save 70 million now, on this fish.
You hear that testimony? In my model farm in Lango,
Fam mamega mana tiu kere be fonyo dane lao kan.
my people have planted some coffee, some bananas, some fruits. They have some dairy cows there, but they also do fish. They have one fish pond there.
Jona ni gu furo kofi, gu fur la bolo. Kidong gu kerobere, akamagen kiti agwa ye rech.
But from the fish pond alone, I am earning 100 million shillings.
Rech en magiti agwa ne ni keken, any no million mi achel kiye.
And if you remove costs, my people remain with 70 million.
Ije muke ane no million maron piora ber.
So really, this is the message of Lonyo.
Any man lok madore lok lonyo.
For everybody, not just for a few.
Lonyo pidano weng pejo mo ni manok.
Now coming to the restocking.
Kadang wadore lok me chulu diyan pachuli.
It will come to reinforce the wealth creation which is already taking place. It will come to reinforce.
Kibibiro katiji ye.
This area was disturbed by wars and cattle rustling.
Kabere ene mapapat weng ma luenyu beri ye. Kidong bero jongo beri ka yelo dane ye.
And the cattle perished.
Kidong lok me chato diyan.
But war damaged other things also.
Lueny bere je mukene okelo je mukene mapapat.
People died.
Dano to.
Like in Ruero, we lost 300,000 people.
Chalo ki luero wano luenyo dano maroma alibader.
Properties were destroyed.
Je mapapat padano ubale.
So our plan was to restock, and we started.
Plan no tieni omero kinen ket medwako en jamin eno mubale. Diyan eno ni.
But then at some stage, some lawyers came in.
Lungol kop mogogu donye ye.
And in order to have peace, we said, okay, let's see what they are doing. And efforts were made to identify claimants who said they lost cows. And they spent 159 billion shillings.
One wachulo billion a year, me a chair, keep your when we are born.
But I started getting information that there was quite a bit of poor.
And one bit of low look at chuluko.
Then we said, let's check. We said, let's check. We said, let us check. And we had a conferences. In Teso, Lango, and in Acholi. So I set up committees area by area. But in that conference, I had an idea that it may be easier to restock flat equally to all the households in the area. Rather than this one where the records are not clear, this one here, this one there. So I said, you discuss this. I said, you discuss this. They came and discussed it in the areas. And they brought back the reports. Teso said, forget about compensation, let's go for the five cows per homestead. Lango said the same. They came and reported in Entebbe.
Gubino gumiyo report gi Entebbe bore.
Now recently when I was in Arua,
And my energy you Arua ikarangej mo karamanok.
the church committee came
Committee makuno bino
and reported that yes, they supported the 555 per homestead.
Committee pa actually okay one wa mayo dia mo kana bodjo wa cholo dia mo kana bodjo mo kana.
But they also said that in the case of Acholi, the war lasted longer there and was the center of the war.
My look look may actually luen ugale to 12 pikar malach.
And that therefore the people who qualified under the other assessment of legal claimants should also be paid.
Ni jomo kane mau no gendong nyingitie ni mer ke chul dia gini o mer bene ke chul gi kerga be no mok tie ni ke chul pa jomo kane dia bi de bich.
Me, I was happy that first of all there was agreement on the 5-5 in all the three areas.
Ani aberu yom ni ka weng ni ke chul dogola ka chela chel dia abija bich.
Because that is the minimum for everybody.
Yan mona will ma kiromi ne bodano weng marom.
Now on the other issue of the variation by the Acholi committee, I'm telling you, I am here campaigning, moving around, but I've written to the cabinet to sit and study this variation. How can it be handled? Because you know there is Nyeko. Once you do this one here, then Nyeko.
An kerga beratika ward I campaign mamega achoy waraga board cabinet ni gen kongu nyam loke eni wanen kong poka mo ni mukatini jo mo ni mano dong nyingi tie ki chulgi ki jo mo kan ki jo luak mo kan lu mugo ni dogola ki dola ki chulgi ni gen kongu nyam loke chiku duak report bore.
But I'm glad that we have agreed on the other minimum. That one is no, everybody's agreed on that one.
Eto iya yom ni wan watiki yeu ka weng ni dieng ki chul abija bit dogola ki dogola.
But the other one also will be studied because it is also true that the war lasted longer in Acholi. It is true, it's not a lie. It started in Acholi and lasted longer there. But we shall see how to handle that.
Lok mai waye beni kuri kain tutwal loyo kamo ke ane beni ti logada e on be en feti ka ngiyo loke ibineno loke.
Now, if we have this 5-5, they will change the area completely.
Ka don ko ni ki poko dia bija bichi obulogo aloga ukila loga mapol.
Because we have seen Anena
nena magi nyori video kanyo.
Happy with the few goats she bought from the money.
Uchako kuone chi unya ki diegi mayano wela di mon manoke.
How about 5 cows? 5 cows.
Si don ko ni ka ene poko dien abija bit kono don bi beru nini.
It will have a bigger impact.
Ni bubero ki ya nyut mabe da rizal mabe makato don chingu me foi la diet pilok eron.
Now finally Kwan Nono.
Kwan me nono.
I have been appealing to you people to give free education to the children of the poor from 1996.
Wayang ana berka lego ni omero ki mi kwan me nono bodlo tieno mamegwa ni chakwe mwaga libachel ki mi abungwen ki piara bor we abiche.
But some people many times don't share my vision. They don't implement.
Ento jomu kene gien pegi neno tam eno ma ene kasi kereni.
And most of the time I also don't insist so much because I want everybody to be persuaded, not to be forced. I don't believe in government of forcing.
En libero la tela ma pay diu dana dia. Itamu no mero tampa dana wen ki win pian en pay mere di dano jemi wen mero dano uniang lok gumoge kakiti kache.
So when I saw refusal to implement my policy, they had started implementing at the beginning. Actually now, last night in Gulu, I was with an association of the first beneficiaries of UPE who started completely free. They are there.
En la wo ki Gulu en bedo ki luteno magien gu chago kwan men nono ni bedo border conversation ma megitie. Jomo eno konki chago tije ma be eno dak jomo keno chago.
They have formed their pressure group.
Dongo yo machalo group ma megi magien giti kachel jomo chago kwan nono magamento kelo.
But the school manager started slowly, school lunch, money for lunch, money for do what, money for what, then it became now a business.
Do lodge me gankwan gu chago momo me penyuni chiane no ko lok me teru me gena chama me cha bichele gankwan para kombero chero we level kamati ma penyu chiane bolu nyodo.
But me, I'm not just interested in politics and so on. I also want to go to heaven. When I die, I want to go to heaven.
En pay tie ki miri lok me chung wi bie ni keken en ay mir ni kaya ni toy chiri polo.
And I fear to face God when he says, you know, God has got very serious questions.
Any luor chung nyim lu ba pian lu ba ron penyu mo matego.
When Jesus said, when I was hungry, you never gave me water.
Ni Yesu Kristo wajeni karma an kej nega in pay me karma duwa atiku ruo pay me na pia mara karma kej nega pay me na cham.
And then somebody said, when did we not give you water?
Chi ipenyoni Yesu ana wen man pa mi ni pi.
He said, when you denied it to the one who was thirsty, you denied it to me.
Karma ini kwero mio pi bod ngat ma no ruo negli. Ene no ini kwero mi na pi kikanyo.
Now, these children of the poor
Lutino en paluchani
will cause you problems, you people.
Bukeli u pero.
To find that children are dropping out of school because they don't have money.
Ino lutino kiriamogio gi pe gankwan pian gi pe kichente.
And you hear their testimony. When my parents died, I dropped out of school.
Iwinyo juicha denni ani karma wora to ma to an kwano gikka kanyu.
But if the parents died, did Uganda die?
Eno karma lo nyuri ni to ni mono. Uno Uganda dong beno to.
Why can't Uganda inherit the children of the people who die?
Pengo pe Uganda en ko lako lutino. Lutino kitne anoni.
The Republic of Uganda.
Gamente me Uganda gulak lutino ne anoni.
So